Ladies and gentlemen, this is some breaking news that we've got going on here because today it is time to unveil DLC 4 for Call of Duty Cold War Zombies. It's going to be very exciting. It ends all on October 7th. Black Ops Cold War ends with the finale map called Forsaken, which is really cool. I love the way that this title looks already. Like, it gives off the Dark Ether vibes. It has that beautiful pink, gorgeous sort of sun, Dark Ether, just black hole right in the O. And I really like this title compared to a lot of the other DLC titles that we've had for Cold War, but man, this one looks cool. And obviously we've also got a couple other information, but before we even get into that, I want to just shout out Treyarch for a second here. These boys, Rambo Christian, Rios Fatal, and Chris Voltage also got the world record for Dead Ops Arcade 3, and this is one of the first times ever that Treyarch has acknowledged a studio, or has acknowledged a player base for actually hitting a high rounds. And granted, it's on Dead Ops Arcade. Out of everything, you know, I would never expect that, but hey, it's cool. At least that Treyarch is actually giving these people some sort of semblance of recognition towards the community. It's actually really cool. I hope they continue this up into potentially Vanguard and into later with whatever else they try and do. But let's continue to go down here. Obviously, this was released a couple of weeks ago on Twitter. Everyone's like, what is this thing? This is like the new boss zombie for this. Obviously, it's going to be Dark Ether-esque. It's going to be similar to the Cold War maps with the portals. We know it's a part of the red light, green light campaign mission, so a lot of what you see on that campaign mission, if you'd like to go back and replay it, will probably be very similar to what the actual zombies map is. It's very similar to Mauer Toten in that aspect. Mauer Toten is literally just that one Berlin mission from the Cold War campaign, so it'll be interesting to see if they variate it, which it does look like they are. Kind of reminds me, like I said, the whole plot reminds me of Stranger Things Season 4. You know how in the first 3 seasons of Stranger Things, they spent a lot of time in Hawkins, but now they're finally going to go to the Upside Down. But in Zombies' case, they're finally going to go to the Dark Ether. And obviously, we've been to the Dark Ether, but I can imagine that the majority of this map, like I said, will be in the Dark Ether. Like, even just looking at the title, it really makes me feel like it. And also, I feel like the title could be a very big giveaway to one of the things that they're trying to unveil, which is the new Wonder Weapon, which I don't know what is going on. All this DLC, they're calling it back to Destiny 2, calling this map Forsaken. They're bringing back the Needler from Halo. There's an axe. Like, are we rocking exotic weaponry? Is this Destiny 2? I don't know what's going on, but here we go. We have the Chrysalax. I believe that's what this is called, which is obviously going to be some sort of Needler variant where it shoots out some sort of crystals, some Dark Ether crystals, refined or flawless. Am I right, boys? But at the end of the day, I wonder what is going to be the better version. Is it going to be the melee weapon, which is cool because we've never really had a standout melee weapon as a wonder weapon. Now, granted, in Mob of the Dead, we have seen like the Golden Spork, or in Blood of the Dead, we saw that Golden Spork knife. There was a bunch of different variations, but nothing to this beautiful scale where it actually reminds me of some sort of like Destiny 2 exotic weapon, which is really cool. Obviously, they're saying it's from the Dark Ether. It would be cool as well if we had the Cerberus sort of like talking personalities put into the gun. I really like that from Mauer Toten. But honestly, they're kind of making a jab at the community with this sticky note, which makes me kind of laugh. They're saying, looks like you'll get your wish for an authentic Dark Ether weapon after all, which is pretty funny in my opinion. But hey, that's just the way it is. Honestly, hopefully this looks good compared to the Cerberus, because the Cerberus, I think, by far is still the best wonder weapon in Cold War so far, aside from the War Machine. The War Machine is just way too good. But yeah, we need this melee weapon to one hit forever, I think, if they're gonna bring this into the game, especially if you can pack-a-punch it or upgrade it or whatever you could do to it. I think it'd be awesome. For this repeater part, I really don't know what it is. Obviously, these are the same weapons. You can see that the bottom hilt is kind of what's serving as the grip handle towards this gun, is variant over on this side, and then you have the axe portion sort of just hovering over to the side as an accessory here. So I'm not totally sure how exactly it's going to be, but what I could imagine, which would be really cool if this is the way they're going to go for this, I think this part of the Chrysalax will be like an SMG, so it'll be like a fully auto sort of thing, kind of like the Cerberus, which is basically fully auto, which I really love, because Like, the fully auto wonder weapons are awesome. I hope it does a lot of damage, though. Because it's an SMG, it does seem like it might not do a lot of damage, which gets me a little nervous. And this is the other thing. I was looking at this, like, how do you even shoot this? They ain't got no trigger on this thing. I don't know. So it does kind of seem that maybe it could kind of be like Shadows of Evil. We're going back to like the Apothicon swords, where that is actually one of the better melee weapons to use. Now, obviously, a lot of people were speculating that this weapon would have a lot of similarities due to the Apothicon servant weapon, and I can imagine that there could be some sort of similarity. But man, if this shoots out like Apothicon servant bullets and it's an SMG, it's the best wonder weapon all, man. Okay, like, this is gonna be the craziest thing ever. But yeah, other than that, we obviously just have a couple teasers. Kravchenko plans to open a special gateway. They're trying to find him. Like, I'm telling you, what does this sound like? This sounds like Stranger Things Season 4, where they're trying to find Hopper, but then my man ends up being in Russia. I'm telling you, it's just the exact same thing. And it's also really interesting, boys, to mention that they announced that it concludes, the Black Ops Cold War Zombies story concludes on October 7th. And the reason why that is important is because a lot of people don't know, like, you know, Vanguard Zombies is basically coming out in 1 month after this map. Literally less than 1 month after this map. And granted, thank goodness, because I have a flight to catch on October 9th. If I wasn't able to make that, oh boy, I would be crying 110%. But the coolest thing about that is that Forsaken is the final Cold War Zombies map, period. I think what Vanguard is going to be doing, like we've already discussed, is it's going to be a prequel towards the Cold War Zombies storyline. So take that as you will, whether that will be including the same mechanics. I believe it will be, to be quite honest. I believe a lot of what you're seeing in Cold War, even the stuff that a lot of people don't like, will be in it. So for example, that's going to be operators, that's going to be like gun packs from Modern Warfare, and then also Cold War also being implemented into Vanguard. I don't know how they're going to be able to do this. This is what all the gigabytes we're downloading are. It's just skins for the game at this point, man. It's not even the actual content of the video game, which you got me crying. Also, we have the start of Season 6, which is happening on October 7th, so there's going to possibly be a couple other side adjustments. Hopefully, Outbreak is a little bit more fine-tuned for Season 6 as well. And also, there is a little bit of storyline, as we already know. A lot of this DLC, I can imagine, is obviously going to be about the duality between the Requiem's director and Samantha Maxis, obviously believing this lost Russian, the Soviet soldier who closed the portal at Project End Station, will be the key to preventing a destructive force from entering our world. It's going to be really interesting. I really want to see how they're going to end up concluding this story, because I don't know if a lot of people are entirely interested. So if they do something where Requiem's director is Richtofen and they reveal Agent Maxis, oh, that would be crazy. But then again, Nolan North has not confirmed that he's been doing anything in terms of actual voice acting for Black Ops Cold War. So at the end of the day, I really don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I don't know why I'm going crazy. I'm stuttering all over the place. It's DLC 4. Comment down below out of 10 what your guys' hype level for this map is. Honestly, this definitely elevated it. That wonder weapon looks really cool. I think I'm probably like a 6 or a 7 right now. Again, I don't want to make my hopes too high up, but hey, I'm going to try my best. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in that next one.